And we have entered Chapter 3, Beyond the Cloudless Noon. Oh, we got a journal. To be honest, I was almost fully expecting for one last antagonist of some sort, whose plans did not coincide with our making it alive across the mid-ocean, to show up at the last possible minute and demand that we fight him in order to successfully reach the next continent that lies ahead on our journey in Elvenia. Still, I had to show Dusk up just once and take the position of leadership when Grandis appeared on deck, only it didn't quite work out because there was nowhere for me to usher everyone else escape to while I made the dangerous sacrifice of fighting the enemy alone. And also because Dusk got one step ahead yet again, and had to go mess things up by nearly sinking the whole freaking boat when he began waving that stupid northern longblade sword he carries around. Ah, well. Okay, so apparently his attack was something that could have sunk the ship. Huh. And considering these guys are from Earth, imagine if he had pulled that off in real life. Like at college. Could have totally brought the school down. And I would have rooted for him. I can't help but feel partly responsible for the near disaster myself, though, because Grandis' attack, however much of a failure it turned out to be for him, ended up taking the lives of 3 more of Admiral Williams' crew. Oh, really? That's a bummer. I mean, if I had thought to relate my fear of an attack from the enemy to Dusk, Lynn, or the Admiral, then perhaps we would have all been more alert. In fact, it might have enabled us to see Grandis and his cronies coming towards the ship from the distance ahead of time, and then we could have used one of the Rosalina's cannons to blow them away. Now that would have been something to see. Yes, indeed, had I thought of this, Grandis wouldn't have come so close to sinking the Rosalina a second time by setting her on fire, nor would he have been able to slay any more members of the Leviathan fleet in the confusion of the battle. I couldn't help but especially feel a twinge of guilt when I saw Paprika wander off to a far corner of the ship to be alone at one point once the fires had been extinguished and things started to quiet down, and I had heard what sounded like several polyester-sized tears hitting the surface of the deck. Yeah, it's definitely a bummer for her. Imagine living for basically ever, since the beginning of time essentially, and your time on this mortal plane was suddenly almost brought to an end by an evil clown. Despite the general state of cheer and relief on the ship last night at Grandis Marwin's departure, and the joy at everyone's having escaped the clutches of darkness yet again, Paprika just couldn't find such a reason to celebrate, I guess. After all, the 3 who fell were her friends. But, as a follower of this goddess of fate that Dusk and the Elvenians seemed to want to believe in so much, I knew that Paprika had spent those few moments by herself, weeping for much more than such an acute loss as that. SK says, "Wow, I just realized how superhuman Uri is, that he can hear the tears of a girl who is 2 feet tall hit a wooden deck." Yeah, I was thinking about that. Decided not to really comment on it. Figured the wood must be really echoey. I suppose that no one on the Rosalina would blame me for all this, simply because I had kept silent about my fears. Perhaps I am just being silly to feel that they would. And I'm probably not the first person ever who had trouble making the right decision in time when he had to assume the role of a leader. I'm sure a lot of people would. I will be sure to do better next time. It's strange. while Lynn and I tended to the wounded and helped the Admiral get everyone and everything on the Rosalina back in order, even after we had called it a night and went back to sleep, Dusk remained awake for most of the remainder of the night to give what words of support he could to Paprika. I'd imagine the events that just happened would very much make him forget about his seasickness. Lynn, Josh, and I don't get him sometimes. Not that Josh would know this particular thing about Dusk, since Josh didn't get zapped to Elvania along with the rest of us, but how is it that Dusk has been able to so easily become friends with the Elvanians we've met so far? First Sam and Tessera, then Paprika. Well, I guess it's really no wonder I am still having trouble coming to the aid of creatures of an alien race as readily as Dusk can. But, like Priyan and Shermie's both laughingly told me one time, I still have much to learn and understand about this world. You had better be careful not to get yourself and the other two lost out there at any point on your journey, they had said. Speaking of our other friend, Josh, if he's supposed to be the fourth hero whom has yet to join the party like Lynn, I guessed, then I wonder what could Josh have been thinking when he finally came home to the crib in Magnolia that first night to see all of our cars still in the driveway, but none of us inside the house. When will Josh find his way to Elvania as well? Well, the fact that you're talking about this now obviously means soon. In all, only 7 warriors of the once legendary Leviathan fleet now remain alive. But we cannot shed any tears for the fallen, for those of my boys who died fighting so bravely to protect a cause they knew to belong to the light would not have wished for it. I am proud of them all. It would seem that, thanks to our turning the tables on the demons for a change last night, however, the waters are now safe to travel between the 2 greatest of Elvania's kingdoms once more. Don't be so sure. That Grandis Marwyn has already proven to be the kind of person that just keeps coming back no matter what you do. The previous night wasn't our first meeting with him, and I doubt that even his humiliation then was enough to ensure that it will be the last. No need to worry, kid. Should he catch sight of you and Lynn on the deck with weapons raised, and this little guy with a weird cape and phony sword skills collapsed over the railing and tossing his cookies as he approaches the ship, I doubt that old Grandis would dare think of assaulting me Rosalina a second time. We'll be here at any time you may need to go back to Lelia. Good luck out there. Okay, change to our weapon change while I'm thinking about it, because there's no way I'm going to still remember by the time we start the next stream. First things first, you get a forest tunic? No, you didn't get a weapon. You got a new... Rather, you don't get a... Oh wait, you're Uri. You was the one changing equipment in the first place. Well, while I'm thinking about it, have this bow back. These two get the new equipment. You get a wolf poncho. That's a nice boost there. And how about a Laroque? No? No, that's your weaker weapon. I should sell this stuff sometime. Well, you got a wolf poncho anyway. I am trying to imagine Dusk wearing this gray cloak, and on top of it has a wolf face, like a berserker. Honestly, he looks like the sort of character who would actually wear such a thing. Alright, next up is Lynn. What do you get? You get the gold mail. Only a few points extra of defense, but every little bit helps. How about the pistol? Do we have something better than the pistol now? Nope. Okay, next, who could use some more luck? You know what? These can stack. Have another rabbit's foot. Get a little bit more evasion, Mr. Healer. Pirate Lexus Escargot. I unfortunately cannot whistle. I don't know if it's possible for skunks to whistle. Or skunk dragons, for that matter. What a battle that was last night on the ship. Thanks for taking care of the big fish while the rest of us had our hands full holding off those scary ninjas that Grandis had brought along with him. I'd have hated to think how many of our corpses the Narakans would have found along with the broken pieces of our Rosalina at the bottom of the sea, had the showdown with those demons turned out differently. You kids are pretty impressive, having fought off a monster like that. Just what style of martial arts do you use? Hey, it's cool. You were already doing so much just to help us make it to Sibyllene Reef alive. It would have only been right that we help your crew fight off any aggressors who would try to prevent us from reaching this goal, right? Well, that is what Elvenians were put here in this universe to do, to help each other and those from another world who have done nothing to earn our mistrust. I wonder how long it took to wait for that to happen. That is the way of the warriors of the Leviathan fleet. There are but 7 of us seafarers left now, but I won't allow even just one more guardian of Naraka to die by the dirty blaze that those black-hearted demons unjustly raise against us. Aurelian and Dusk, all feeling inspired, say, agreed! Also, hello to Fuzzy Images in the chat. Welcome to the stream. I am sadly near the end of it. Just had a couple of boss fights. That last one was kind of scary, but I managed it pretty well. Still, do you 3 suppose I could ever learn to use the kind of magic that you do? Those were some serious arcane powers that I saw you all use to get those demons' attention last night. Could you teach me? No freaking way, dude! We got Timmy the Neophyte Pirate. I really need to look up what Neophyte is. Hey, before you all leave, I was wondering, would you like to challenge me in a little game that I've recently made up? For each game, put $25 on the table and I'll pay $50 if you win. To make it, shall we say, interesting. If I leave this place to go save, will I be able to come back and do this? I'll say no for the moment. Okay, I will be able to. Good. Because I don't necessarily have time for that at the very moment. Then what else should I do for the entertainment around here? Don't know. But as long as I now know I can go ahead and leave and save and... There's a whole place here. Oh, okay. However, no save point, so I shall simply save on the world map. Hey, before you all leave, I was wondering, would you like to challenge me in a little game that I've recently made up? For each game, put $25 on the table, and I'll pay $50 if you win. To make it, shall we say, interesting. Yes. Okay, here we go. Alright, here's how it's done. Go on. Although I am glad that you have the option of skipping the rules. The 3x3 grid in front of us holds 9 possible sections where we can each place our boats, ranging from A1 to C3. The grid is set up in the following formation: A1, A2, A3, etc., etc. Simple enough. Got it? Now, at the start of each game, we will each choose one of those 9 sections and then take turns guessing where each other's ships are hiding. Should you find where I hid my ship first, then you win. Simple enough, right? This is literally Battleship. Alright, here's how it's done. Go on. No, don't go on, actually. We've already been through it. I already know the rules. I will select a position now. All done. Now you choose one. I'll turn away so I do not see where you go. Let's see here. I'll choose here. Okay, now try to guess my position. We'll go with B3. Nope. Okay, now I'll guess. I missed. I wonder where he tried aiming. Okay, now try to guess my position. How about A2? Ack! You got me! Huzzah! How much money am I at right now? 319, so that was a decent chunk of change. I didn't finish talking to you. So, shall we head back to Lelia? That's the other continent. Lelia. We'll be getting back there before too long. Good luck finding those bad demons, Uri. Serena's love protect you always. Mm-hmm. You're the battleship guy? Pirate Yagu Montblanc, speaking to himself. Oh, my beloved goddess of fate. Thank heaven that those wretches did not manage to steal you away as well. What would I have done awakening each morning without the blessing of being able to look upon your beautiful golden face, yet knowing all the while that your innocence was being tarnished by monsters of the darkness? I could not go on without you. Okay. This guy seems just a little bit too in love with his goddess. Something tells me that a deity like the goddess of fate would not be so willing to give her heart completely to just any one mortal, anyhow. And I thought that I myself was unable to live in reality sometimes. All this nonsense about this goddess Serena what's-her-name is starting to irritate me anyway. Don't these Elvenians ever speak of something or someone to believe in besides that which they cannot even see? At least not everyone on Earth lives in a fairy tale like the people of this world seem to. Dusk says proverbially, not all faith should be considered blind. Sometimes one must first open his eyes. I think that's Uri's point. His eyes are open and he hasn't anything to see. Hello there, Lit. Welcome to the stream. So I kind of wonder, is this what Serena actually looks like? Or are they kind of guessing? So this was the stash that was on the boat? Pirate in training Howie McDuff, passionately kissing the grass. This is sand. Land! Beautiful, beautiful, non-demon infested land. Oh, thank you, Serena. Thank you, my sweet goddess of fate, for saving us from the wrath of those demons and not leaving us to violently perish in the Rosalina's flames in the middle of nowhere. Please don't ever send me out onto the open sea again. Please! And Serena, please also do not allow this prayer to ever be heard by the Admiral. I won't tell him. Pirate Ring Maribel. Do not stare at me with those overzealous expressions. Girls can be pirates too. Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure I would want to be one. Sounds kind of dangerous. And I happen to be one of the most skilled warriors in the Leviathan fleet. Thank you very much. Ring Maribel at your service. Dusk says in an undertone. Girl playing dress up in her father's seafaring attire, she means. And you, the one with the stupid feather over his ear, will you please stop staring at my tiny little nubile body with that look in your eyes? Gulp. Yes, Reen. I am yours to command. Now then, down to business. It's an inn. I don't need an inn. I will definitely go ahead and save. Oh, so this place does have a save point.